Hey y'all, what is up? Chris V here, and you're listening to the Message for Christian Girls podcast. And today, I'm so excited to share with you, I have a friend, Kara Stockton, coming onto the podcast episode today to talk about health. Kara is a former kickboxing instructor and works in healthcare, and she's so awesome. I've known her for a few years now, and I'm really excited to have her on the show today. And we're planning on talking about health in the Christian life, and why, as Christians, we should care about health. So, without further ado, let's get to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kara Stockton.
Hey guys! Thanks for having me, Christy. I'm so excited to be here today.
Oh, anytime. I'm so excited to have you here today.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I'm excited to talk about health, which is our topic today. You've never written a blog, or been on one of our podcast episodes before. So, since you're so new, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became a Christian.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I was a pastor's kid, so PK. And I just loved running around church, being a part of my dad's youth group. He ran a great youth group, and I just loved everything about church. Thought that I was the princess, thought that I owned the place, ran the place, everybody loved me, and I just had so much fun. So yeah, I said, I love Jesus. Of course I love Jesus. This is a blast. And so grew up in the church, and it was great. But then sickness hit my dad, and he became disabled. So that disability led to us leaving the church, moving to Denver, Colorado. We had already spent a bunch of money trying to get treatment for my dad, trying to get rid of his disability, get rid of his disease, and nothing was working. And so we were very impoverished, and God literally stripped me, I felt like, of everything. You know, moving to Denver, we didn't have money. My dad didn't have his health. I didn't have friends. I didn't have a church. I had nothing, it felt like. So I was just going through this huge identity crisis and had no idea who I even was. And through that, I became very angry and bitter at God. And I said, I'm going to do this my own way because you're not giving me anything. And so I decided to just try out my sinfulness and try out sin. And it turned out very poorly for me. I sinned, and I was very miserable and very empty and very sad. And, I was just pursuing popularity, people's approval, through partying, through boys, through anything that I could try to fill myself with through the world. And I learned that it didn't fill me. I felt empty, but I couldn't stop sinning. And one year, God was super gracious to me through this. But one year we moved to the mountains, and there was a huge wildfire that started coming towards my town. And we just started seeing smoke rising over the mountains, and the sky was just turning orange. And we were so scared. And I just saw a literal picture of fire, of hell, of God's wrath. And I said, God, is this because of my sin? And so it really made me wonder, like, wow, this is for me, and this is showing me where I'm headed because of my sin. And so my family was evacuated, and we spent, the whole year in hotels. So we were living in hotels. I was homeless, and I said, God, I need something to get me out of this, and I need help. And so I started seeking God again, and decided that, God, I'm going to be good this time, and I'll show you that I can be good. And I just want to reverse this thing that happened in my life, and I'm so sorry. And so I tried and tried to be good and failed and failed. And, it just became very hopeless because I said, I literally can't be good. And so I gave up and I said, well, then I'll just be bad again. And so I was bad and felt empty again. And I just felt so empty. And so after that, I said, you know what? I need to go back to my Christian roots. I need to try again. And so I went to a Christian college after high school and decided to start going to church, start being very involved. And through all of that, Jesus showed me himself and gave me saving faith and helped me to see that it's not my goodness that will ever get me into heaven, but it's always Jesus's goodness. Jesus did it perfectly on my behalf. And he also paid for my sins on the cross by dying on my behalf. And he's alive and well, and he defeated death, and I am free from sin and free from trying to be good enough because God did it all for me. So through college, I was a baby believer, a baby Christian, and I was just learning what it was to live a Christian life. And so I started pursuing healthcare, and I've been working in healthcare for 5 years now, and I have been involved in the local church, been loving my church, been loving the people around me, and I've just been striving to know Christ better ever since. So that's kind of where I'm at now in healthcare, and super passionate about health and fitness. Which I'll kind of describe later in other stories about my life as well, why that's so important in my life right now. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
That was such a beautiful testimony. It's amazing what God does.
Absolutely.
All right, so my next question for you is, what is health and fitness?
Yeah, so I kind of just wrote out my own definitions. I actually don't know what the real definition is, but this is what I believe health to be. I believe health is a wholeness that allows you to thrive in life through all 3 aspects of yourself. And those 3 aspects are your body, your mind, and your soul. So if one of those aspects is unhealthy, then it's going to impact the others because they're all connected and all intertwined. So if you're spiritually suffering, then your body is going to also suffer. Or if your body is suffering, your mind is going to suffer, and your spirit is going to suffer. So yeah, they're all intermixed in my opinion. And we have to completely focus on all 3 of those in order to be whole. And then with fitness, I believe fitness is when you are fit, and that just is self-explanatory, I guess, in the word, but it's a type of being fit for what you have to do in your life. You're able, you are strong, you are going to move, you're going to function, you're able to accomplish the work that God has given you to do in life. And so this is different for everybody because we all have different work places and different things that God wants us to do in our lives. So to follow after the Proverbs 31 woman, it says her arms are strong for her tasks. So we talked about her lifting jars for her drawing water and stuff like that. But I'm sure she was super strong because she did a lot of things and was diligent and worked really hard. So whatever your job is, you should be strong and you should follow after a godly woman like the Proverbs 31 woman. So yeah, those are my definitions.
No, I love those definitions. I wish they were everywhere.
I know, me too.
All right. Next question for you is how has health and fitness impacted your life?
Yeah, I think it's definitely impacted my life in so many ways that I had no idea would impact my life. But I definitely think it impacts us more than we think. So I remember in middle school personally when I was in seventh grade and I saw a picture of the Pussycat dolls and I saw just how skinny they were. They were all hugging each other and had belly shirts on and they were like poking out their booties and they were just so cute and I wanted to be like that. And so I looked in the mirror and I said, my body is not like that. And so I decided that I wanted to starve myself to try to get skinny. And so I would throw away half of my salad at lunch because God forbid that I eat the second half of the salad. I wouldn't eat snacks. My tummy would be growling, and I would say, nope, I'm not doing it because I want to look like the Pussycat dolls. And so I just went into a horrible, horrible cycle of starving myself. And this was all due to my body image problems. But then it caught up with me because I needed nutrition. And so I just binged and ate and could not stop because my body needed it so bad. And so I got really chubby because I didn't know how to feed myself enough, but not too much. And so I went back from being chubby to starving myself because I thought that that was the solution. And it definitely wasn't. So I always struggled with these body image issues and not being skinny enough, not eating enough, to eating too much, and then being sad about myself and how I looked. But God used these body image issues in my life to teach me the proper nutrition and fitness habits that I needed to get enough, but not too much. And I believe that He used this struggle in my life to keep me from a bunch of health problems because I could have eaten way too much gluten, way too much sugar, too much alcohol, but because of my pursuit of health and trying to be fit, God kept me from some really bad habits. And He also drew me out of literal starvation. And so I'm very, very thankful for my body image issues that helped me to find the right balance nutritionally and fitness wise. But then also, not just in a nutritional sense, but God also taught me spiritually because no matter if I was the skinniest, prettiest, most beautiful rockin' girl in the world, I would still never be satisfied. But on the contrary, if I got to eat all the bowls of ice cream in the world, I would still not be filled. And so God taught me some very valuable things that He is the only way to satisfaction and He is the only way to fulfillment. And nothing in this world that we try to fill ourselves with will be that to us because God is the ultimate joy and ultimate comforter and ultimate satisfaction. So
Amen.
He's taught me so much in life, and I still use some amazing principles that I found through my journey in my daily life, such as not eating gluten or dairy, and it just keeps me trim and it keeps me healthy. And sometimes, gluten can cause brain fog or make you sluggish or cause you to be inflamed, and it can cause sleep issues and things like that. And so He's really kept me from some of those really nasty things because of wanting to be trim. And so I kept that with me. I kept dairy free with me. And I've kept a lot of greens and fruits and coloring your plate, along with eating lean protein. And all of those just provide the nutrients and things that you need for your body to be able to function well. So yeah, I'd say that's how
Yeah.
health and fitness has impacted my life.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so my next question for you is, as Christians, why is health and being healthy important? Why should we care?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, as Christians, we try to do our best to show God to the world. We want people to see God through us, and we want to be just His image. We want to be beautiful so that people see Him, right?
Right.
So I think, yeah, why would we not do that with nutrition and fitness? I believe that we can use nutrition to fuel our bodies for the work that we have, to be energized, to have that natural glow on our skin, to feel good, and also to look good, to stay trim, to be able to not have extra weight on our bodies. And that displays God, because we can display beauty through how we treat our bodies with nutrition. And same thing with fitness. We can be beautiful, we can have strong arms and legs and be really fit and glorify God in that way as well. And so being beautiful is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just the reasons behind why you're doing things really matters. So as long as you're keeping God in the center of, why you're doing nutrition or why you're doing fitness so well, I think that's what really matters. So yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I also want a quick mention. I can't remember which verse it is in the Bible. I think it's in the New Testament, though. There's a verse that talks about how your body is a temple to God. And, you know, being healthy and fit and keeping your body in amazing condition so you can serve Him is taking care of the temple He's given you. So I also think that's just awesome, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And I think that, kind of shows us like, hey, you need to care for your body so you can love God and worship God. Because if you're eating like 5 bowls of ice cream one night, you're going to wake up in the morning not feeling good, feeling sad about yourself. You're going to be prevented from loving God and being able to worship Him and then loving others. So, really, if you're treating your body poorly, then it'll reflect in your life.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of the foods we eat make us sluggish, or, they cause havoc in our bodies. They make us feel sick or whatever it is. And then we can't worship God as well. And that's just not what we want. We want to be fueled to worship God and fueled for our lives, not totally taken away from it. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. We got to treat our bodies like God's temple so that He can be worshiped ultimately.
Yeah, amen. So my last question for you is, what are some good health and fitness resources to help someone reach their health goals?
Yeah, definitely. So I follow a couple of really great women on Instagram that I really love. Some girls that are really good with nutrition are I Am Annika Nicole and Abundant Life Wellness. I
Okay.
really enjoy their content. A lady who's really great with body image issues, her name is Dana Mercer.
Okay.
And she's great with, breaking down the world standards that are put on women for how they should look. And she just kind of combats those lies on there. So I love that. Not super Christian based, but definitely inspirational. And then a great fitness gal, her name is Sanada Greca. And she just does some really fun workouts that I love following and are really great for just quick little workouts that keep your body nice and trim. So I love that. And then the podcast that I listen to is called The Nutrition Nerd, and they're like
Okay.
1 minute snippets of nutritional education, which is just so fun. So those are some of the resources that I love to follow, and they're just really quick and easy. So yeah.
Yeah, real quick, I know we're running out of time, but I know you have like an Insta blog on Instagram where you talk about health and fitness and Jesus. So can you tell the listeners how they'd be able to find that?
Yeah, definitely. So the name of the Insta blog is K, the letter K, and the way. So the way, meaning Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, but kind of a play on words because I also talk about the way to nutrition and fitness, but Jesus is the ultimate way. So yeah, Amen. K and the way.
Okay, awesome. I'll definitely have to check all those out. Well, we're out of time, sadly. I've had so much fun. So thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chris.
Well, that's it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode. And thanks again, Kara, for coming in and letting me interview you and talk to you about health. I absolutely loved it. It was such a blessing. So feel free to check out the A Message for Christian Girls blog at amessageforchristiangirls.weebly.com. There you'll find a bunch of blog posts, resources, all the podcast episodes to listen to, our YouTube channel, our Instagram account, our Pinterest account. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff there. So go check that out. Also, if you need to contact me, feel free to DM at A Message for Christian Girls 1 on Instagram. Or go to our website, again, amessageforchristiangirls.weebly.com, and hit the contact button. There you'll find just like a little form you can fill out. And yeah, just submit that, send it to me, and I will try to respond to you as soon as possible. Also, if you have any podcast ideas, topics you want to hear about on the blog, yeah, feel free to send those in too. I love getting suggestions. We'll definitely try to do them. So once again, thanks for tuning in today, and we'll see you next time.